It's time for Lake TV's LOZ Premier Properties from Slumberland at the Lake. And now your host, Michelle Leisman.
Welcome to this week's episode of LOZ Premier Properties. I'm Michelle Leisman, your host. Have you ever been interested in doing a development at the lake or just interested in what's being developed at the lake? We're going to dive into a new listing with Curtis Ossie and the Lakeside Constructors. And then if you ever want to come to the lake and just live carefree or a little less maintenance, maybe a villa is in your future. Jessica Bruce is going to review two of those listings she has. So sit back and relax, and we're going to dive into those properties.
Hey everybody, it's Daryl Cunningham with Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. We're in the middle of our fall home sale, and what's that mean for you? Great discounts for every room of your house. We've got up to 50% off of list pricing. And we're going to give you interest-free financing for up to 24 months if you choose. Don't forget, we deliver the entire lake area. Come check us out, Slumberland Furniture, where we're bringing happy home.
Shopping for explosions.
Kyle's a unique guy,
This is really good hot sauce.
to put it gently. Every week, you can see just how unique he can be. With guests,
Maxine the Moose.
interesting locales,
Here, we got a new cap.
and whatever this is. Happy Hour, daily on Lake TV.
Ow. Ow, girl.
It's gonna be like a sandpaper loofah, guys. Nobody's gonna get out of this unscathed.
Are you ready to own your own piece of paradise and build wealth through real estate? Whether you are planning to relocate and live in paradise full-time or looking to buy a second home or investment property, my team and I can help. I'm Michelle Leisman, Senior Loan Officer with the Leisman Mortgage Team at First State Bank. And I know the journey because I've been on this journey. I bought my first piece of paradise here at the Lake of the Ozarks at the age of 18. Let's make your dream a reality. Contact me today. On this week's New on the Market, we're going to bring you 4 listings that you're going to want to check out. And then we'll dive into detail on some really great listings with Jessica Bruce and Curtis Ossie. First up, we have 249 Portachima Drive in Sunrise Beach. Next, 287 Mission Bay Drive in Camdenton. Both excellent villas. And then we're going to hop over to 182 Vintage Drive, Unit 4A, Lake Ozark at the Havens. And then a new listing at the Hamptons at 1184 Jeffries Road, Unit 519, Osage Beach. Welcome back. I have the pleasure of sitting down with Mr. Curtis Ossie with Lakeside Constructors. Thank you for joining me.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. So you guys, I have heard through the grapevine, just acquired here recently one of probably the most renowned pieces with history at the lake, the old Bush family property.
That is correct. We've had it for a little bit more than a little while, but we haven't really told anybody that that we had it right away. So as you know, we're condominium builders.
Right.
And we're on our way down to the job site one day, and we had a realtor who called us, and they told us about this fairly good-sized piece of property, and they're telling us that it's, just right next to where we're already building, because we're building the Havens at Four Seasons now.
Right.
On Horseshoe Bend, it's right next to the lodge, and they were talking about this pretty substantial piece of property that was for sale, and there's not a lot of big pieces of property left on HH.
No.
So
not with good water frontage and
exactly.
topo, as you now explain to me what that is.
Yes. So anyway, I got on my phone and I started looking at maps and parcel lot lines and trying to figure out what they were talking about. I'm like, I wonder if the lodge is selling a piece of their property or what it was. And because the realtor didn't tell us that it was the old Anheuser-Busch estate. They just said, I've got this piece of property I think you want to look at. And so as soon as I was kind of clicking around and I saw the acreages matched up, I'm like, oh, we've got to go look at this right away.
Absolutely.
And so as it worked out, we went and looked at it pretty much as soon as we could. And we put an offer in on it, and we acquired it. And originally we were thinking that we were going to potentially build condos there because that's what we do. And so as we were kind of going through things and getting our engineers involved and stuff like that, we've kind of come more recently to the realization that we think it's probably not the right fit for condos.
For the condos.
So, in the process of us doing all of this, we actually added to that acreage. So we have the old Anheuser-Busch estate.
How many acres was that? The original?
Oh, I think it was like 27, 26.
Right. And then you guys
acres.
acquired, because to access that, you actually went through Treetop Village. Is that correct?
That's right. To get to it, you had to go through Treetop Village. And then we thought for any development we would want to do, we would want to have our own access to HH. And so as it turns out that the owner of the property between us and HH was willing to sell. So we added some acreage there. And so now altogether we have about 26 acres, a little over 26 acres that we put together.
So that is like prime development.
Yes.
And that's what you guys have really looked at now that you've determined that it's really not fitting for what your specialty is, which is the condos.
Exactly.
But you guys have done a lot of legwork for if someone wanted to come in and plug and play really on some of that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So once we determined that it wasn't a good fit for condos, we started having our civil engineer put together some other options for how to use the property. We've got a layout for what a single-family subdivision would look like. We think that it could make a really nice gated community on HH. That would be a nice addition to the Village of Four Seasons. But there's other options of things that you could do to it as well, because part of that property is zoned commercial.
Okay.
So the Treetops area is actually, it's all zoned commercial because that was originally developed as like a timeshare community.
Oh, okay.
And the way that that piece of property actually came into existence is Anheuser-Busch, whenever the Treetops was being developed, they came in and they asked the Brown family, they said, I want to buy this. And it was basically those 2 points that made up the Anheuser-Busch property. But part of that was already zoned to be part of Treetops. And so Treetops, ended before it was supposed to, but that's already zoned commercial. And I would think that there's probably the possibility of even getting some more of it zoned commercial. So there could really be a nice mixed use application for that too.
Sure. Okay. And how many houses, because with the old estate, there are already some existing houses on there. So
Correct.
there's 4, is it 4 houses?
Yeah, there's 4 existing houses that are already on the property. 2 of those are like a smaller treetop house, and then 2 of them are quite a bit bigger. They're older houses and they're dated, but I think with a remodel, they could really be made to shine again because they have really neat architectural features that match what the Treetop Village had done.
Sure.
So those particular houses already have a lot of opportunity because they're already built. But our civil engineer is telling us we could put anywhere between 40 and 50 lots on that piece of property. That would be a mix of like second tier lots and then lakefront lots.
Sure.
In one of the layouts that we had proposed sacrificing one of the lots to have like a community dock so all the second tier lots could have access to the lake, because a lot of developers, when they do a subdivision, they don't plan for second tier lots to have access to the lake, and that's what people are here for.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. Yeah, you were showing me that, and I absolutely love the layout and how you guys had that put together. I think it's, like you said, having those second tier homes and not having access to the lake. And I think you also had in there plans with a community center kind of.
Yeah, so already on the property, there's a really large maintenance building with a really nice workout center in it. And it would not take a lot of effort to convert that into indoor pickleball courts or just a really nice indoor community space that community could use. There's already a fairly nice pool that's perched over on the bluff that has a great view of the main channel.
Oh, okay.
And then, of course, the dock that's already there that was featured on the dock series, it also has a lot to offer for a community dock. So the property already has a lot going on. And I think that it would make a really great development, opportunity for somebody. Right now, we have the property for sale because I'm wanting to move on to my next condo project. Once we decided it wasn't a good fit for condos, we thought, well, let's go ahead and put it up for sale and see if we can find somebody else who wants it so I can move on to my next condo project. If we end up not selling it, then we'll probably start to develop it into a single family subdivision. It's most likely what we would do if we end up not selling it. But there is a great opportunity. One of the things that makes it special is it's such a large piece that's undisturbed on the lake yet.
Right.
And for the right family that is similar to like the Anheuser-Busch family that wants their own family compound, it could still be really great for that. And now with the property that we added to it, they could have a really great entrance of their own, or they could have a lot of trail riding space if they wanted to have UTVs and trail riding, or the property's big enough you could even have horses on it now if you wanted to.
Right, and it's unrestricted.
It
right?
is.
So you can access it off HH. It's unrestricted. How much shoreline is on there?
3/4 of a mile of shoreline.
Wow.
It's a lot.
It is such a beautiful piece of property. And I think you guys did great acquiring that, adding that additional piece. That was genius.
Yep.
And hopefully we'll get somebody to come in and develop that. So if someone wanted to pick it up, how much do you guys have it for sale for?
We have it listed for $21 million.
$21 million.
Yep.
And you have all of the designs and civil engineering.
If somebody's interested, we have a lot of the engineering done. We have topo maps. If somebody wanted to see my preliminary layout of a subdivision, I'd be happy to share any of that with anybody who's interested.
Okay.
So.
Well, you guys are top notch. What you did with the Havens, and so this is in between the Havens and Treetop, correct?
Yeah, it's in between Havens and Treetops.
Okay. And so 2 great pieces of property. So this would just add to that area. If you guys are interested, you can contact Curtis at Lakeside Constructors.
That's correct.
We will have their contact information here next. And I really appreciate that you joined me today, talked about the property, and I hope you guys check it out.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Always. All right. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Hey, I'm David. When you come to the lake, you're not here to sit on a boat all by yourself staring at the sun till you go blind. There's a whole world of places to go, people to see. Someone's got to know where all the fun is, right? Welcome to Weekend at the Lake. Whether it's a street party, a concert, a charity event, or somewhere to spend time with your kids, buddy, I've got you covered. Weekend at the Lake. Because you're not here to be bored. Only on Lake TV.
Are you ready to own your own piece of paradise and build wealth through real estate? Whether you are planning to relocate and live in paradise full-time or looking to buy a second home or investment property, my team and I can help. I'm Michelle Leisman, Senior Loan Officer with the Leisman Mortgage Team at First State Bank. And I know the journey because I've been on this journey. I bought my first piece of paradise here at the Lake of the Ozarks at the age of 18. Let's make your dream a reality. Contact me today.
We lift up, we remember the Swift family, the 5 children especially.
So it's kind of scary that somebody might be out there setting all these fires, but 9?
In relation to the death of one person in Lake Ozark last week. Can Camden County wait over another year with Sheriff Tony Helms in control of Camden County? But I have a source close to the situation who said, has he not put a dark enough cloud on our county? Has he not put dark enough cloud on your legacy?
Want to get to know local leaders better? It's as simple as tuning in to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show. Local leaders, celebrities, heroes, and unknown heroes. The Community Spotlight Show every day on Lake TV.
Welcome back. I'm here. It's your segment of the Then and Now. I'm here with Stephanie McKenzie.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I started off saying I'm here. Yeah,
we know you're here.
I'm here.
You're right there.
I am right here. It's Lumberland Furniture.
Yes.
Come check it out.
Awesome.
We are going to swing from a few bridges. Or the bridges are swinging.
The bridges are swinging. So I don't want to swing from the bridges.
No.
I have drove over one of the bridges recently. So, so the bridge that we're going to be talking about. So the then was when it's referred to as the Brumley Swinging Bridge.
The Brumley Swinging Bridge.
Yes, and there actually are 2 of them in the area.
Okay.
Right now, the Brumley Bridge, the Brumley Swinging Bridge, is under construction, renovation. It's going to be closed right now.
We have a Save the Bridge campaign going on.
Yes, we do. So you can go first off, because this is super important. So if you go online, it's savethehistoricalbrumleyswingingbridge.com. And so the history of the bridge is it's technically called the Grand Anglaise Bridge, or you can just, the Grand Glaze Bridge, however you would like to put it, and it's in rural Miller County.
But we have the Grand Glaze Bridge.
We do.
So we're going to call it the Anglaise.
Yes, the Anglaise Bridge. But it's near, it's right off of Highway 42.
Oh, yeah.
You go past this really eclectic campsite, kind of out in the middle of nowhere, through this amazing pumpkin patch, and you keep going straight to where you get to these suspension bridges.
Okay.
And so the history behind the suspension bridge is it's a historic cable suspension bridge. And it's accessible via the Swinging Bridges Road is what it's called. And the person who built them, right? I mean, who came up with this stuff?
I know.
So I think it's amazing.
Absolutely.
So the person that built it was Joseph A. Dice, who was not a structural engineer at all. He was a mathematician.
And he just decided to build a bridge, or maybe he needed to get to his property.
Well, he was actually sought after because of a few other bridges that he had built that were more rural. They were more for just, town folk crossing streams, things like that. But of course, he kind of became a little famous over how wonderful these bridges are.
But he's not an engineer.
No, he's not an engineer.
You need math to be an engineer.
He was a self-taught engineer.
He was self-taught, yeah.
So for him, the best thing is that he approximately has built 40 bridges between 1895, I know, right?
40 bridges, and not an engineer.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Between 1895 and 1940. And from what I have gathered, all of those bridges are still standing.
Seriously?
Yes. They have made it through massive flooding. They have made it through weight changes. They have made it through...
Are they all swinging bridges?
They are not all swinging bridges, but the majority of them are, yes.
So that was his specialty.
That is what he is known for. So you can find a lot of his bridges in Benton County, Cooper, Henry, Miller, Marys, and St. Clair.
So all in Missouri?
Yes.
All in Missouri.
Yes. And so when he would build the bridges over creeks, rivers, and I think it was in streams. So, yeah. So it was pretty interesting to see kind of how it came about.
How high up are they? Do we know? How about this one that we can drive across?
The one that I drove over, it was high enough. So, yes, because if you think about it, how he built his bridges are concrete and a cabling system.
Sure.
And when you drive over them, they flow with the weight of the vehicle that is going over it. So you kind of feel like you're on just a little bit of a wave, which is really awesome. But not all at the same time, but it is amazing.
I don't know that I could personally be driving the vehicle.
No.
I could maybe ride and hold on for dear life, white knuckle the door.
Yeah.
But driving, because I'm afraid of heights.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Just closed spaces, not heights. So, no, I had my husband drive over it, and of course, I was the very colorful commentator, so no one will ever be able to use the video because I couldn't stop freaking out. But it really was not bad. It just was the whole idea of this.
Sure.
And the really awesome part is that word on the street is that when Bagnell Dam was built, it impounded the Osage River, which then, of course, backed waterways up. This is why they had to build this bridge. So he was sought after by Union Electric and Power.
Really?
And the way that he built his bridges was taking a ball of twine, stretching this ball of twine out because he knew by the feel of the twine if the tension was just right. Don't look at me. I have no clue.
I mean, the feel of the twine and a vehicle tension.
Yes.
I mean,
and of course, I'm sure that he wrote down all kinds of, his structure and his calculations and everything. But this is what he is known for.
Wow.
So I'm just like, wow, this is what I'm driving over right now. However, it has stood the test
ball
of time.
twine?
I'm thinking ball of twine. So, like National Lampoon's Vacation when they go look at the world's largest ball of twine. Nobody's going to get that unless they watch movies. I'm not even sure if you do because you don't watch movies.
I've watched that one. I have watched that one.
But yeah, I mean, this is what he was known for. That's awesome. He was sought after, and all of his bridges are still standing. The only reason that the one bridge right now, the Brumley, is closed is because they need to have new concrete poured.
Yeah, I mean, after how many centuries?
Exactly.
They need a little bit of updating.
They
but
do.
Still, the fact that they're all standing, and well, we don't know if that's the only one that's not in
and I'm
use,
sure that, I'm sure other bridges probably need a little upkeep. But I think that it's great that you can go to this website, that you can hopefully restore something back to its, glory. People still use these bridges. They're still in areas where people are still going over them and they need them. So,
well, take a cruise. Check it out in our area here locally. And what is the website again?
So the website is savethehistoricalbrumleyswingingbridge.com.
Check it out. And I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Then and Now. Just don't hang from the bridge. Let the bridge swing and do its own hanging. So we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Hey everybody, it's Daryl Cunningham with Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. We're in the middle of our fall home sale. And what's that mean for you? Great discounts for every room of your house. We've got up to 50% off of list pricing. And we're going to give you interest-free financing for up to 24 months if you choose. Don't forget, we deliver the entire lake area. Come check us out, Slumberland Furniture, where we're bringing happy home.
Shopping for explosions.
Kyle's a unique guy.
This is really good hot sauce.
To put it gently. Every week, you can see just how unique he can be. With guests,
Maxine the Moose,
interesting locales,
Here, we got a new cap.
and whatever this is. Happy Hour, daily on Lake TV.
Ow! Ow, girl!
It's going to be like a sandpaper loofah, guys. Nobody's going to get out of this unscathed.
Are you ready to own your own piece of paradise and build wealth through real estate? Whether you are planning to relocate and live in paradise full-time or looking to buy a second home or investment property, my team and I can help. I'm Michelle Leisman, Senior Loan Officer with the Leisman Mortgage Team at First State Bank. And I know the journey because I've been on this journey. I bought my first piece of paradise here at the Lake of the Ozarks at the age of 18. Let's make your dream a reality. Contact me today. Welcome back. I'm here with the Miss Jessica Bruce, Mrs. Jessica Bruce.
Mrs. Yes.
But we gotta check out these kicks.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I am so jealous. Those are so awesome. But thanks for hanging with us. We are going to talk about a couple of villas that you have listed, and one is in the new sought after Resplendor Villas.
Yes, you said it correctly. Good job. Yeah, it's the villas over in Resplendor. Such a quiet little community of villas over there. Some were built, they're about 15, 20 years old, and then there's a handful that are a little bit newer as well.
Okay.
But it's kind of one of the lake's best kept secrets as far as villas. You don't know it's back there unless you know.
Unless you know.
I don't remember how many offhand units there are, but it's just the little group of villas back there. And the best thing about them, they are, I think, the only villas that are golf course and waterfront. So
that's awesome. So this one is 182 Resplendor Circle.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's actually Sunrise Beach.
Yes. Well, you're in Portashima.
Portashima.
Yeah.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about the square footage and
Yeah.
And obviously the favorite aspect for you is you got the golf course, the holes right there, and then you have this beautiful view of the lake on top of it. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
It really doesn't. It's quite stunning because, again, you've got the golf course, you're right in Evergreen Cove, so you get the waterfront as well, and then you get just a beautiful community to live with. This one in particular is one of the larger units in there. It's a little over 3,400 square feet. It is 5-bedroom. Ooh, I don't remember the baths on it. 3, I have to count. 1, 2, 3 full, 3 full, and 1 half bath.
There you go.
You have an upper level living, lower level entertaining room. You have screened in patios. You have open patios. So you get, best of both worlds there. These owners in particular took the time to do a lot of updating throughout on this villa. They put in new floors throughout. They did new countertops, new backsplash, new lighting, paint throughout, new furnishings. I'm probably forgetting a few, but they really, new sink.
New sink?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, it looks really good. Yeah. So I'm shocked this one's still on the shelf. You've really got to check it out.
So Russ Blander Villages, and if someone wanted to pick this one up, how much is this one listed for?
So we're currently listed at $769. Again, in my opinion, steal of a deal based on all of the amenities, square footage, and just the location that you get. It does not come with a slip, but you have access to the Portachima slip spaces. Don't quote me on it, but maybe Villages. I don't know if you can get in there or not. My favorite, we were talking about it earlier, Marine Max is maybe a 5-minute drive. You could pick up a slip in there. It's located just underneath the Encore, so it's just a great location. Access to their pools, listen to their bands. Just again, location by land, water, and golf course. Just great.
All the way across. All the way across. Well, if you guys are interested in looking at this particular villa, you can contact Jessica, and she would love to show that to you.
Yeah.
But we're also going to talk about another villa that you have
villas
listed.
And villas and
villas
villas,
and villas
guys,
and villas.
All day.
Now, this one is 78 Bella Terra Court.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about this one.
Now, this one is just stunning. If you've never been in Bella Terra, or any of you, they're beautiful villas. It's another one, just, private little set of villas. They have their own pool. A lot of them have really stunning lake views. They do have their own community dock, so you can get a slip space in the community dock there. It's a good group of people that live in there. The HOA is really quite fabulous. And this villa in particular is updated. The finishes throughout, they're just stunning. Great furnishings, great finishes, and an incredible floor plan.
So by land or by water, where would we find the Bella Terra subdivisions?
So this one is, if you're heading down from the Freedom Bridge now, so you come across Freedom Bridge. Take a right just across from the Villages, right there. By water, you're probably right around the 12, 13 mile marker. Just there next to the other villas. Their name escapes me for a minute. They're just built. The Point at Broken Arrow. Those are pretty famously known.
Okay.
Chimney Cove is right around there, or Cypress. So a lot of landmarks tell you kind of where you're at. Again, great location by land or water. Great little subdivision. And this one in particular, stunning finishes and updates throughout.
So on this one in Bella Terra, how many bedrooms, bath count?
Yeah.
What are we looking at on this one?
So this one, just a little bit smaller than Russ Blander, but it has 3 bedrooms, 3 full baths, and 1 half bath. You have a gorgeous kitchen, living, entertaining upstairs, nice and open. Walks out onto your upper level deck. Walking downstairs, you have another second guest living, entertaining area.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh yeah, wet bar, high ceilings. Just again, really great layout and finishes throughout.
So if someone wanted to pick this 78 Bella Terra, got to remember those addresses because they're important.
I know.
How much can someone pick this up for?
They can pick this one up for $775.
$775.
Yep, that's a great price in there. And again, just a great location all the way around. I think you mentioned before, carefree living.
Yeah, I mean, with these villas, you come down, you want to enjoy your time. It's not a full condo complex.
Yes.
You still have your own home per se, but it's most of them are lower maintenance, more carefree, and so that's great. These are 2 beautiful pieces of property.
Yeah, no, I love them
listings.
both.
Well, if you guys need to come and check them out, they're pretty much right across from each other by water, but by land on other sides. So contact Jessica and her team, and they would love to show you these villas.
We sure would. Hope to see you soon.
Well, that's a wrap, folks. I hope that you enjoyed learning a little bit about some of the villas that we have listed here at the lake, as well as that great piece of property, the old Anheuser-Busch family's property. If you're interested in either one of those, please feel free to reach out to either Curtis or Jessica, and they would be glad to show it. Until next time, thanks for joining us on this episode of LOZ Premier Properties.